Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to preview the Cleveland Browns, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Buffalo Bills for the 2024 football season. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. We cover basketball and football. We do a lot of Kate and Clark, and now we're going to do a lot of football. Now that football season's going to be in full swing today, which is Sunday. And guess what? Rob's Cleveland Browns play today against the Dallas
Cleveland Browns.
Rob is part owner in the Cleveland Browns.
My Cleveland Browns. And Mark, let me tell you,
all right,
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's Rob's favorite. Rob, settle down. That's Rob's favorite team. So he's really psyched. My favorite team is the Green Bay Packers. I did a preview of them. My other favorite teams, because I grew up an hour from Buffalo, are the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to do a preview of them today in the same video. And I live in Philadelphia the last 30 years. So I'm kind of secondarily an Eagles fan. I kind of have to be, but the Packers are my favorite team. So I'm going to do a quick preview of the Eagles also. But Rob's going to Browns. He's all pumped up. Let us know, Rob. What do you think their chances are, and tell us what the changes are and all that kind of good stuff.
Let me tell you something, Mark. The Browns last year, they lost 5 quarterbacks, and then one of the primary runners of the game, Nick Chubb's got hurt the second week on a cheap shot by the Pittsburgh Steelers, Fitzpatrick. So you would think that, oh no, it was all over for him. But not really. They came back and they made the playoffs.
Right, I was impressed.
And they had 5 of the quarterbacks, but they have the defensive player of the year with Myles Garrett, and of course, coach of the year with my man Stefanski. So this year, let's get a quick review of them this year. See how they're going to do. Now, they should be contenders. They got a healthy quarterback with Deshaun Watson. He's back running the offense. And again, they got the Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in the NFL. And the Browns had like 7 Pro Bowl players last year too. So they're no slouch on defense. It's just the offense. And they have a new offensive coordinator with Ken Dorsey. And I think that should help out. And their offensive line has always been pretty good. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. And they got a nice new wide receiver from Denver in Judy. He's going to help out with the receiving core of Cooper. So it's going to be, I think the Browns, but they have the toughest schedule. Starting off right now, they're going to be playing, their schedule is brutal. They got Dallas, Jacksonville, Giants, and they got the Eagles and Bengals and Ravens in like their first 8 games of the week. So 5 of those teams are contending teams. So it's going to be rough. But I think, Mark, they're going to be okay. They're going to be right back in the playoffs again.
My take on the Browns was, besides that Chubbs is very important to the team, was that their defense is very good, but their quarterback was inconsistent last year. And so can he get back to how he was playing before?
So all you need is Watson to get like 200 games. Yeah. 200 yards.
Deshaun Watson, got off to a great career start. Then he got into some legal trouble with women. He's in complete denial that he did anything wrong. And then he came to Cleveland last year. He was inconsistent, then got injured. So we'll see if he bounces back this year, because he does have a lot of talent. So if they do, they already got a very good defense. And isn't Chubbs missing 4 games, Rob?
Yes, he's going to be missing the first 4 games, but that's okay. That's all right.
That's all right. They'll be able to do it. All right. So they played today against Dallas Cowboys.
Boo.
Yeah, I live in Philadelphia, Rob. They absolutely hate the Cowboys in Philadelphia. Like you can't imagine. They call them the Cowgirls in Philadelphia. So.
Well, I call them the Plowboys.
Well,
but Mark, I live here in the DC area, and there are a lot of Cowboy fans down here. A lot.
It's amazing. They're all over
the DC area. In the DMV area, there are a lot of Cowboy fans. I'm kind of surprised.
a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon when they won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and they seem to have lost some of those people, but they still have a lot of diehard fans, so they're still very popular. So speaking of the Eagles, so the question for them is how quickly will Jalen Hurts take to the new offensive scheme, because they fired their offensive coordinator last year and they put in Kellen Moore instead. So we'll see if that's going to be an upgrade or not. They struggled last year at the last part of the year. They also lost Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox to retirement. They're the literal backbone of both the offense and defense. So we'll see how they respond. Now, they did win the other day against the Packers, just so you know. Kind of depressing, but they did draft.
How do you feel about that, Mark? I mean, your two favorite teams.
I can't stand watching when the Bills, the Eagles, the Packers play each other. I can't stand it. But the Packers are my favorite team, so I always root for them. They drafted Cam Jurgens and Jordan Davis. We'll see if that helps the team. But we're going to find out, because last year, as we know, they got off to 10-1 start, and then they couldn't win a game. So, and
but they picked up Barkley, who had a great game against the Packers. That
right.
So
they picked up Javon Barkley, and is a free agent, and he played well against the Packers, and he's obviously very talented. I knew that was a good pickup for them. Nick Sirianni was almost fired last year because they couldn't win. They lost 6 of their last 7. So we'll see what's going on with that. But I think that they also a new defensive coordinator too, Vic Fangio, I guess it's pronounced. So I think there's an upside to the Eagles this year. I think they're going to bounce back. They're not going to play like they did at the end of last year. Whether they're going to be in the Super Bowl or not, I have no idea. But I think they're going to have a good team, and I think they'll make the playoffs. That's my projection for them. I think with so many new moving parts, it's really hard to make an accurate prediction for them. And of course, in football, it's always hard to make predictions because there's so many injuries in football.
Right.
So
I know about that. Yeah, my Browns know about that. Oh.
So we'll see what takes place. Now the Bills have more changes. I could spend a whole day on the number of roster changes they had. Yeah. So that's I'm very concerned about all the roster changes, because the first thing they did is they traded their star receiver Stefon Diggs. And so they lost also the center Mitch Morse and the safety Jordan Poyer. So that is not good. But they still have Josh Allen, who's the best dual threat in the league, kind of along with, I guess you could say, Lamar Jackson is too, but his running is a different type of style. He's got more of a power runner. They got a good coach, Rob, Sean McDermott, right, but he hasn't pushed him over the hump yet. So he's got to do something to get him over the edge. And with so much change, I don't know. Von Miller got injured last year, and he wasn't much of a factor. He's getting older, but he's back and healthy this year. We'll see if it makes a difference. So they got to get by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's their big thing, Rob.
Well, they got Miami. They have Miami.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's tough too, but I'm saying in terms of getting to the Super Bowl, that's their goal. When you got a quarterback as good as Josh Allen, you got to, that's your goal. And he's just got to throw fewer interceptions. He threw too many in the red zone last year, but he's a great quarterback and a great leader. So we'll find out what happens. But they did pick up James Cook. They picked up Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. So we'll see Dalton Kincaid to help the offense, to make up for the fact that they lost, the star wide receiver. But maybe he concentrated on Diggs too much last year. Maybe this will free him up where he can just kind of spread the offense around to different receivers.
Well, Diggs, it might have been a good move because Diggs was pouting when he wasn't getting enough touches, and that kind of hurt the team. It was throw the ball to me. So Diggs, I mean, it might have been a good move for the Bills to get rid of Diggs, because he was turning into another famous wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson, who had the same kind of attitude. If he didn't get enough touches, he would be pouting and be upset, and we can get it and kind of disrupt the team, which is not good. So you can only put for that for so long. So the Bills just fine. Said, okay, fine.
That's true. You could see things on the sideline in certain games too. So he seems like a prima donna to me, but he's an excellent receiver. So we'll see how they adjust to that. Their defense has been good several years now, but they lost some players, but they gained some players. So we'll see. I think their defense will keep them in some games. So we'll find out. I'm not with Kansas City adding those 2 fast receivers is the only thing they were missing. So I'm not predicting them to make the Super Bowl with Kansas City's the 2-time defending champions, and they picked up the fastest person in the draft, Xavier Worthy, who touched the ball 3 times in the opening game against Baltimore and scored 2 touchdowns. So I don't like that, but we'll see what happens. I think they'll make the playoffs, just like the Eagles and the Packers. I think all three should make the playoffs. I don't think any of the three are going to make it to the Super Bowl. But that's my prediction for the three teams, Rob. What do
And
you?
the Browns.
I'm not predicting the Browns. You are. That's your job. I think the Browns will make the playoffs. Yeah. So I think all four of the teams will make the playoffs that we're previewing.
They got the toughest schedule, though. I mean, they gave them the toughest schedule. I'm like, oh, thank you. But
right.
That's okay.
That's our predictions. That's our preview. And we're going to do a live NFL game every week. It'll change depending on the week and what games I can get here in Philadelphia. We'll do some Eagles games. We'll do some Bills games. We'll do some Packers game. We'll do some Browns games. And maybe, whatever great matchup like we did last time between Baltimore and.
It's football season, y'all. Come on down.
So
come on.
We're ready for football. Ready for today.
This
I'm
is
going to
our
watch
sports.
the Browns today.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It's time. Okay. And the Bills play today, too. So I'll watch the Bills, too. All right. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you like football. Subscribe to our channel. I know you see a lot of Kate and Clark videos on our YouTube channel. That's because we started in April. So football season hadn't started yet. So now we're going to do a lot of football videos.
Yeah.
And we'll cover some things on Monday. We'll do a recap on Monday for the NFL weekend. Rob and I made predictions on the 5 most important games. Unfortunately, we agreed on all 5. So we're going to have the same record this year.
But we got a huge bet for the whole year. We have a huge bet.
Rob could only afford $1, so that's what we bet.
I got to go to my coin bank.
Trading places. We have our trading places bet.
I got to go to my piggy bank. Break that open.
We're going to up it up to $2 for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Ooh.
I know Rob's got some extra quarters laying around there somewhere.
Somewhere underneath the couch, somewhere,
All right. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do. If you like football, subscribe to our channel. If you like Kate and Clark, subscribe to our channel. Just subscribe. And we'll talk about these games on Monday. That's our normal live show from 6 to 8 Eastern time. That's every Monday except for major holidays. So join us for that, and you can call in if you want. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to donate to our channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. And there's also a link to PayPal. So we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out, football.